It's 6 minutes to 8 on your Peterborough Breakfast Show.
He's gotta be so macho. He's gotta be big and strong enough to turn me on.
Now imagine doing an 8-mile race and coming face to face with mud, freezing water and barbed wire. Well, and also, you might get through all that, but then you might get electrocuted. Hey, the hits just keep on coming. One Peterborough man has shown what he's got, what it takes when it comes to be the toughest man in the world, though. He's prepared to face all those demons. Good morning, Tony Blood. All right.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks very much for asking me to come in.
You look surprisingly well. There's no bits missing that I can see.
No, everything's grown back now. I feel a hell of a lot better than I did a couple of weeks back.
You've regenerated in a Doctor Who style. Okay. Now, you took part in this tough guy challenge to raise cash for your baby boy who's got a cleft lip. So there was a really good reason for you doing it. You weren't just doing it because you like being hurt.
No, I most definitely don't enjoy being hurt. Yeah, the main reason for doing it was, like you mentioned, my little boy, Ashton, who's 18 months old now, was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate. He's the real tough guy, really. Yeah. He's actually still in hospital at the moment. He's just had another operation yesterday. He's had 4 quite big operations.
Bless him. How old is he?
He's just 18 months.
Oh.
So he's quite a lot to go through. So really, I just wanted to get him a medal, just a tough guy medal, really. So for me to do that, I entered the tough guy race. And
you could have picked something a bit easier, though, couldn't you? I mean,
that's it. Well, there had to be a challenge there, really. Something to get me out in training.
So it's an 8-mile course. You've got a cross-country run. You've got 75 obstacles. Then you've got a gruelling assault course. You could risk cutting yourself, scraping yourself, burning yourself, dehydration, hypothermia, claustrophobia, electric shocks, and broken bones. I mean, that is tough.
It's all good fun.
Talk us through it. What was it like when you got there?
It was a freezing cold day. Not quite as cold as it is outside at the moment, but still freezing cold. When we got there, the water was frozen, which gives you an idea of how cold it was. Yeah, the obstacles were absolutely relentless, really. Once you hit the first one after a couple of minutes, you just kept on coming for the full 8 miles. For example, there was the hill slalom where you have to run up and down a steep hill 12 times, and every time you go up and down, the hill gets a bit steeper, it gets a little bit longer. By the 7th time, there were people crying. There were people in quite a bad way. That it was just unbearable at times. As for the water bits, obviously freezing cold, but one obstacle in particular, you need to wade through sort of chest height on me. So I'm 6'4", so for some people that's swimming.
Neck height, yeah,
definitely. Yeah. You come to this one obstacle and you need to go under the water and then out through an air hole, take a breath and go under again, and you do it 4 times. And by the 3rd time, I was probably an emotional wreck. He's probably
were you blubbing?
The best way for it. Almost. I think if someone had asked if I was okay, I think I would have gone. But I was and once you finish that, you're faced with a big burning bale of hay, which is nice to thaw your face out on.
What do you do with it?
But then you have to throw yourself through it, and that's another obstacle. There's about 4 or 5 of these burning hay.
Wow.
Hay
what about the electrocution bit? What happened there?
There's a few times you get electrocuted just to let you know you're still alive.
A few times, yeah.
One of them.
It's not funny. I should be laughing. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's easy to laugh now. It's definitely not funny at the time. It's called it's aptly named the torture chamber.
Yeah.
It's absolutely pitch black and you're forced to crawl. You can't see where you're going. All you can hear is people screaming around you. A lot
like that.
A lot like that. Yeah, and obviously you're not quite sure which direction you're meant to be crawling in. All you can do is follow the screams, and and now and again you just get blasted with. They said afterwards it was 7,000 volts, so it was a fair old whack, and especially when you're wet and cold.
You could have done a little charity bike ride or something, or a little walk in the park. I mean, the Free Kicks Foundation are doing a Posh to Paris charity bike ride. I mean, that's quite gruelling, but they're not getting electrocuted on the way. I mean, they're not going through the Channel Tunnel and having to swim it. You know, it's unbelievable. I mean, you really did put yourself through it, didn't you?
Yeah, and that was the whole point, really. I wanted to. Hopefully one day, when Ashton can look back, he can be proud of, and hopefully I can. He's got a lot more to come. So I just want him to be able to look back and hopefully be inspired by what I've done. He makes me proud every day, so hopefully he can be proud of what I've done, and hopefully I will I continue to do.
Yeah, you can do more.
I probably won't do that particular one again. I've got the medal now.
Done it, haven't you? You've done it.
That's yeah. There's plenty more things I want to have a crack at. So hopefully we can raise a bit more money for the charity as well.
If you get in touch with MI6, I think they've got some interesting challenges and courses that they run Afghans and Iraqis through. Perhaps you could, because I don't see where you go with it unless you go into waterboarding or something else. I don't know how you challenge yourself any further.
Ways down now.
And have you raised plenty of cash as well?
I raised just over £500 for Clapper, which is a Cleft Lip and Palate Association.
Well, I think you've done a fantastic thing, mate, and amazing. I hope your little boy gets well soon. I know it's a long process, but hopefully he will be inspired by what you've done, and one day you can sit back and look at the pictures. So look what I did.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning, telling your story. Very fascinating, Tony. Thank you very much.
No, thanks very much.
Have you got any scars you can show us before you go?
No, everything's healed, thankfully. I had a bad case of man flu for a week, but I'm sure all the blokes can appreciate how bad that is.
Yeah, terrible, Tony. Tony Blood, who took part in the Tough Guy Challenge in Worcester. It happens once a year, and I think that's once too many.